really am excited because I love pipelines. There is no way you can run a successful business if you don't have bread on the shelves. We'll talk about that in a second and the concept of the bread on the shelves. A pipeline, what is a pipeline? Okay, a pipeline, I like to take it back to the supermarket. Let's go all the way back to the supermarket. We have bread on the shelves, okay? And each piece, here's the fun part about the bread on the shelves. Each loaf of bread has a name. It has feelings. Bread has feelings. Yeah, soak that in a little bit. Yeah. Anyway, bread has feelings. It has a name. It's a person. It's a thing. It's sitting on a shelf. This is future sales. This bread's going to sell for $5 and you're going to get profit, right? So we have bread on the shelves. If we don't have any bread on the shelves and we have a supermarket with nothing on the shelves, we have no business. We have no supermarket. We have nothing. We got to have inventory on the shelves. That's what a pipeline is. A pipeline is an inventory that is going to be selling in the future. And if we have no inventory that's going to be selling in the future, we have no business. So how are we selling? We're flying by the seat of our pants. Fail. Don't do it. Don't run a business that way. You are not being an entrepreneur. Stop it. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty of the fact that you're running a very successful business that has inventory of products. Okay, I'm not saying a person is a product. I guess in a way I am, all right? But I'm not mean it and not trying to degrade people. People are people. But that's how you run your particular real estate business. Or if you're a lender, because there are some lenders that jump in here as well, you run that lending business with a pipeline of upcoming future products that you're selling. And you might call it the house, but you're selling the house to a person. So we can have products of houses too, whatever. But we're talking about the individual people that we're nurturing and talking to. And if we change our mindset to thinking, okay, we've got a supermarket mentality of products on the shelf we need to sell. Who are those people right now that you can think about that are in there? And you might have them in your CRM. Great. Do you know them right now? If you walk into your office door, do you know the people immediately that are going to be buying or selling a house with you in the next 6 months to a year? Do you know who they are right now? If you do, woo-hoo, celebrating you today. Good job. You're doing great. If you don't, we got to get that fixed right now. And so let's get down to the nitty gritty of what a pipeline is. I'm going to show you a few different pipelines. I'm going to show you the one. And here's the deal. As a coach, I'm going to tell you what's worked for me. You take it, use it, or don't. Throw it away. Doesn't matter, right? But if it worked for me, and I sold 80 something homes in 1 year by myself with 2 transaction coordinators and no one else to help me, then hopefully that will work for you too. Because it worked for me. It was the only way I could stay on top of it. It's the only way. So I'm going to show you mine and I'm going to show you some others. Okay. This is my pipeline and I'm getting hyper personal. Okay. This is my pipeline. Just a no-brainer situation that Sean uses. I'm not inventing the wheel. I'm not a fool. What allows me to be able to stay on top of my biggest fans, my hottest people, my inventory on my shelf. This is my inventory, my lead measures. I cannot track lag measures. You cannot track lag measures. Get it out of your mentality, get it out of your thought. You can't track lag measures. You can track lead measures. And so we're going to go back to the 12-week year book here in a second. We're also going to talk about the one thing here in a second. But to jump into the pipeline, because that to me is the most important thing, is I've got to be able to track it. I got to be able to walk in my office and know exactly who's going to be buying or selling from me in the next at minimum 6 months. And if I don't, then I'm failing. So these are my lead measures right here. These are my lead measures. These are legitimate people with names. This is my bread. Now, how do I know these people? Where do I find them? Well, for me, my biggest thing is relationship-based business. So these are SOI. Some of them were referred to me by someone else. Some of them were leads that came through. And they ended up being turning into something over time. Okay, so then I got them over here, and I have a lag measure category. So as they go under contract, I do put them over here, but I can't track that. I can only track this. So as I'm making my phone call dials each day, and we're going to talk about a crazy structured system here in a second, but as I'm doing my crazy structured system, I'm coming across names of people that say, yeah, I am thinking about selling my house. Yeah, I believe it or not, perfect timing that you called me. I am thinking about buying a house. My son is wanting to move. I had that conversation this week with somebody. My son wants to move. I need help finding him a piece of property. I'm looking for a piece of land. I'm up in Three Rivers area. I'm looking for a piece of land in Emmett. I had that conversation this week. And what happens is they go up here because now they're hot. Now they're not getting any hotter. If I don't put them on here, they don't exist. I'm gonna put them on my CRM too, guys. No joke. Okay, CRM's most important. Got to have a CRM. Got to have a follow-up plan system. Got to have something that's alerting you each day that you need to follow up with them again. Got to have all that. But this is telling me my bread on the shelves. This is physical. I can see it each day when I walk into my office as it sits right here on my countertop. So I got to know them. Who are the people that I'm going to sell to in the next 6 months? And I keep adding them. What's funny is they keep going under contract and selling and falling off. And that's a cool thing to be. That means I need to increase the water flow in my faucet, increase my leads coming in because they're shooting over too fast. That's a good market. And that's the market we've been in the last 2 years. I'm going to go back. I know some of you didn't sell anything in the last 2 years because the specific true stat from the National Association of Realtors is 15% of the agents sold 75% of the real estate in the last 2 years. 15% of the agents, I'm sorry, back up. 15% of the agents sold 95% of the real estate in the last 2 years. 15 sold 95. Woo, 95. Where's the other five? Is that like a brand new agent with no experience, just got their license and sold one to their brother, and now they have nothing under contract and I don't know what they're doing? Is that person? No, it's new construction. New construction covers this much of the market of sales out there. You think it does a lot, it doesn't do that much. It's very small, minute, 15, 5% max. It's actually more like 99%, and it's actually 1%. But, for purposes of being more realistic, usually the numbers get fudged a little bit. So we're going to use 95.5. It's really small amount. The rest of it is resale. It's a lot of resale going on, and 15% of the agents are selling all of them. So that means 75%. So we're not, this is a different percentage, this is a different category. 75% of agents didn't sell one home last year. Not one. Okay. Our team sold quite a bit. I know Legacy sold 900 units. Our team sold, I think we sold 145 last year. We're selling, so we must be in that 15% range. Maybe, hopefully. How do you get in that 15% range and stay in that 15% range? Well, we're going to talk about how you do it is you get into the groove of having daily activities that are same every day. If you have an activity schedule and you're saying, okay, tomorrow I'm going to work from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock doing lead generation, okay? On Friday, I'm going to work from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock and do lead generation. The other times I'm going to be doing lag measures or doing other stuff that needs to happen around the house. I'm going to tell you that I don't do it that way and I don't suggest it. It's a fail. Every day needs to be the same. You need to have the same work schedule. You need to have the same thing going on every day. And you need to be hyper specific on that calendar of what you're doing because the goal is to feed this pipeline with new names. And so every day as I'm doing lead generation, I'm feeding the pipeline with new names. The goal, believe it or not, is not to get another escrow. Holy macro, Sean just said the goal is not to get another escrow. No, that is the aftermath of your daily job. Your daily job is to make more contacts, to talk real estate. And then the coolest thing about it is it spits out a bunch of escrows in the end. But it is a very structured number. A lot of coaches, ICC uses the 7-to-1 ratio. If you're doing 100 contacts per year on your database of sphere of influence, that's texting, emailing, phone calls, that's 12 mailers per year. That's 2 phone calls per year to a database of 300. 2 phone calls per year, 12 mailers. That's 24 emails. And you're sticking to that structure. You're going to do about a 7-to-1 ratio. For every 7 people you're reaching out to in SOI, you're going to get 1 lead that's going to close. If you do that math, it comes out to about 43 closings per year. Now, that's an ICC statistic that they do. So 43 closings per year, that's 300 people set up on a contact plan per year. Okay. Now, so it is a structured number. But if we use the 12-week year concept, because if you just say in 1 year, I'm going to do this many contacts, and I'm not saying I'm going to close this many units. I want to close this many units, but I need to make this many contacts based on the structured. Okay, now I might be getting crazy mathematic to you, and I'll tell you, I'm not. So hopefully you could stick with me here, but the structured number of people is based on how many I want to close this year, using a ratio of, say, 7-to-1. But I have that 7-to-1 is I have to have them in that contact plan. There's different contact plans. You can use 33 touch. You can use there's all kinds of different ones, fun ones you can do. But that's taking your SOI and hyper putting it on a yearly contact plan. So say I want to contact 300 people. It ends up being like 3,000 contacts you're going to make. And it sounds like a lot. But what we're doing is we're breaking it down to 12 weeks. So the year no longer is 12 months, it's 12 weeks. And this is how many contacts I have to make in 12 weeks, which means this is how many I have to do per day to hit that in 12 weeks. And then at 12 weeks, I get to take a little breather because I made this many contacts and I added in my pipeline this many new names. I added this many new names because of those contacts, and those new names turned into closings, turned into lag measures, which was what is a lag measure? It's someone you already got pre-qualified. You're out showing them houses. You're going to be locking it under contract. That becomes the gray area, but I call it the lag measure because my goal is to get more lead. So I got to make more proactive calls or text messages or emails or door knocks, anything that has a back and forth communication. Door knock, open houses. I better door knock the neighborhood for my open house, invite for sale by owners and expireds to my open house, invite them to do one with me. I'm doing all this work to get more people to raise their hand and say, hey, I am interested. Hey, my son is thinking about moving. Hey, this, hey, that. And that goes on my pipeline with a follow-up plan to continue to talk and to keep them moving along the line to a lag measure, which then closes escrow. That's the plan. We got to do it. Okay. So that's one pipeline. That's the setting it up into a 12-week year. How do we do all that? We break it down into a structured calendar. Like I said a minute ago, don't make it different each day. Make it the same, but be hyper specific on each category, each time block, what you're going to do. Now, this happens quite often in coaching. I'll get this random person I start to coach. We get started. Week 1 goes by. I say, okay, how did it go this last week? We talked about getting that CRM set up and the pipeline set up. We talked about starting to put people in there, setting them up on a follow-up plan, starting to call them at least twice a year. Highly suggest no longer than 6 months. If they're going to buy and if you think they're going to get qualified in 6 months, you need to be calling them no more than 30 days. My suggestion is every 2 weeks. If they're going to buy and get qualified and be able to buy in 6 months, don't let more than 2 weeks go by if that happens. So what you're doing is you're putting them in there, and then you're adding an alert in your CRM when to call them again. That way you sit down at your computer, your CRM tells you who to call today. You got your hottest people on your pipeline list here, and it's all starting to flow perfectly like a perfectly oiled machine. Okay. So that's all starting to happen. So how did it go last week? As your coach, I'm going to say that question. This is what you're going to say. It happens every time. It drives me nuts. Oh, I'm still trying to get the CRM set up. I'm setting up a few things. So it was a little bit slow this week. Didn't get too far in it. And I'm just like, okay, let me ask you a question. Here it is. Ready? Hot topic question. I'm going to hire you today. I'm going to pay you $5,000 a month. All right. And you've got to actually call no less than 20 people a day. All right, no less than 20 people. I'm making it really super simple. Okay, I'm gonna pay you $5,000 a month. You're gonna make no less than 20 calls a day. All right, guess what? A whole week went by. Well, are you gonna take the job? And you're like, 5 grand? All I gotta talk to is 20 people about real estate? Heck yeah, I'll take that job. Or maybe I say 10 grand. 10 grand. Let's make it a big number. 10 grand a month. You just gotta call 20 people a day for me. You gonna do it? You gonna take the job? You're gonna say, heck yeah, 10 grand, that's easy money. I can just shoot, I can contact 20 people in 2 hours. Yeah, you can. You totally can. You should. Okay, great. All right, how'd the first week go? Well, I'm still setting up the CRM. You're fired. Bam, you're fired. You're out. I just fired you because you didn't do your job. You should be firing you because you're not doing your job. You shouldn't be spending a week setting up your CRM. You should be setting up your CRM while you're making those dials, because the most important thing is making the dials or the door knocks or the circle prospecting around an open house I'm doing this weekend, or farming in neighborhoods. So easy. Farming's so much fun. I love farming. Any of those things should be happening while you're setting up the CRM. Getting the CRM going. I'm adding a new name in there. I'm dialing them. Hey, cousin Jeb from Arkansas, just checking in with you. See how you're doing. Whatever it is. It doesn't matter where they live, by the way. Your SOI can live in New Zealand. Doesn't matter. They know somebody that's going to be moving to the States, or they know someone in the States, and that's the goal, is to find out who they know that I could reach out to. All right, they know somebody moving to Florida from Kansas. So what do? I set up a referral so I get paid 25 to 30% on that deal, and all I'm doing is introducing them to an agent. Doesn't matter where they live. Your SOI needs to go into that CRM. You're not just looking for people around your area. That's a fail again. You're looking for anyone and everyone you know across the entire world, and they're going into your CRM, and you're going to start calling them and checking in with them. If they live in New Zealand or Europe or something like that, you're probably going to have to call them at midnight. I don't know. I mean, time change. But we're making these calls, we're checking in with our people, we're doing what we need to do while we're setting up that CRM. We're not wasting a day. You waste a day, you waste a lot of time. I have a good buddy on this call. I'm not going to say his name. Not going to do this to you right now. He said he's had the worst first quarter that he's had in years. Told me this yesterday. Don't worry, don't unmute, don't say who you are. I know we had this private conversation. And I asked him, I said, so why do you think? That's what a coach would do. And what did he respond? Because I stopped working in November of last year, right? You know who you are. Stopped working in November last year. So what happened was everything got pushed. Every day you're not doing your lead generation, everything's getting pushed one more day. Because everything you do back in November is about February, March, and April, when you're going to reap the benefits of that crop that you've been nurturing and adding the people to your. And there's very few people that are going to just jump up and say, hey, can you help me buy a house right now? Great call. Thanks for calling me today. Yeah, I have a house. Can you put on an offer on it right now? Now that will happen. That's very rare. Don't expect it. And when it happens, be happy. Because what's typically going to happen is you're going to get somebody that's going to want to buy, and they're going to want to go through the process. It's going to be 3 to 6 months from now before they buy. Cut it in half, it might be a month and a half to 3 months before they buy, because a lot of times they end up buying sooner. Why? Because you're the realtor, and now they call the professional that's showing them the pathway, and that timeline will move up. But if you don't do your job as the professional, that timeline won't even happen. It's just not even going to happen. And it failed by you not making the call and checking in with them. Now I'm going to get into my godly way that I love the Lord. I love how he plays things and sets things up in motion. And he brings people my way that I get to help. Now, talk about your obligation you have to call these people. You might find someone that's complimenting, talking about, suicide, ending it. You might find somebody that's dealing with some parent that died. You might call somebody that's, going through a divorce, and you don't know this until you get on the phone. Think about the responsibility you have now to check in with your people. Think about the responsibility. I mean, you could have a stranger, you happen to door knock them, and they just have had a really, really rough time in life, and they're just not doing good. And if you didn't make that call or didn't go door knock that that door, you would not have been put in that position to go help somebody, to go help someone that's going through something tough. So not only do you need to do this to feed yourself and your family, but you need to do this because you're being called to a bigger calling. There's people that need to hear from you. You may not be, let's get to the disc, DISC. You may not be that I personality that loves to sit out there and chat, and talk to everybody in your neighborhood. That may not be you. That's not me. I'm an S. I'm very stable, structured, quiet. I do have some I in there though. So I'm okay with talking to people, but I'm not good in front of people unless I'm talking about a subject like this that I love, know, and I can tell you what I did that worked for me and hopefully it helps you. I'm not that I personality. You may not be them either. You could be a C. Okay, so what does a C do? C like structure. They like have an organization. They want to have their calendar organized. So if you're that C, get to the organization. This is speaking your language. Get to the organization. Structure this calendar out. Don't wait till next week. I don't want to get on a coaching call next week and say, hey guys, how did it go last week? What'd you do? And then you say, well, I'm still setting up my systems. No, set it up as you go. It starts today. Today is the day that life changes for you. Today's the day you're going to set that calendar in motion. Today's the day you're going to structure it. Start now because it's only 11:30 Idaho time, 10:30 California time for those of you in Tennessee. I think there might be one on here, or I know they get the recording. It could be 12:30. You've got a whole day still left. Your calendar's your boss. Your boss puts you to work. You've heard me say that before. If it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. Have your pipeline set, have your calendar set of who you're calling, and keep adding names to that pipeline. Keep adding bread on the shelves. By the more calls you make, the more doors you knock, the more people you meet. Carla, great job or not Carla. It wasn't you, Carla. I'm sorry. Um, it was goodness gracious, his agent on our team. They went to an event and they actually got 75 people to sign up for a gift basket. Great job. What are you going to do with the 75 people now? Put them somewhere. Put them somewhere. Call them. Thank them for signing up. Tell them I'm sorry you didn't win the gift, but I just want to introduce myself. I'm a local realtor. You know anyone looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Make the call. Check in with them. All right, well, check in from time to time. Just know my office is right here, a blah, blah, blah address. I'm available to talk anytime. Set the plan and work the plan. Don't waste. Don't waste the time. All right. I promised you I'd go back. I got into some heated match there. I'm going to go back and show you another potential pipeline that might work for some of you. Maybe you don't like the whiteboard. Like I said, the whiteboard works for me. It may not work for you. Okay. All right. So this is another pipeline. This one comes courtesy of Eisenhower Coaching. So there's tabs on this one. This is a one that'll work for Excel or Google Sheets. This one shows, so this is listing inventory. So what am I doing? I'm making the calls. The calls are feeding my shelves at the grocery store and I'm adding them in here. So here I've got people that want to sell. The category shows listing leads and it shows, are they a buyer as well? So buyer two. Yes, 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 because listings typically turn into buyers. The more listings you have, the more buyers you have. Are you taking the listings and taking them that far? You should be doing open houses on every listing. 2 open houses, one before the weekend it goes active. Second one, what if it's going pending? Do it again. Do another one and say, hey, this one went pending, but just it did go pending, but we've got another one. So I'm telling people about it. Didn't want to cancel it because we've been advertising it. So we've got another one that I can show you here. Let me show you on my computer. Here's a few other ones if you're interested in these. Yada yada yada. Take them over there. And we got some maybes there. There's the address of the property, city, agent. So that's if you're running a team. Sources, where the source come from, open house, farming, Zillow, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then we have the buyer inventory. Here's the buyer inventory. We've got clients, we got agent who it's assigned to, pre-qualification lender, city, source, all that stuff, price point, everything there. Okay, great. And then we have the pending. So now we have a lag measure. We do have a lag measure attached to it. So we got active and we're moving them from active to pending. All right. Love that scoreboard. It's a great scoreboard. I'm going to take you over to the CRM real quick, and most of you do use, a lot of you use Bold Trail. It's a great one. I like it. It's not the everything out there, but it works. So Bold Trail, there's a lot you can do in moving things along the line in Bold Trail. I like to use, like I've told you, the A, B, C, D's. So an A if they're going to buy in the next 0 to 30 days. B if they're going to buy in the next 30 to maybe 3 months, next 3 months. C if they're like 6 months. D if they're like a year out. A, B, C, D. I put my SOI in the D and I move them all the way to A because the D buyers, they get a call once every 2 years, just like my SOI. Follow up, offer up an annual property analysis. What is an annual property analysis? It's like your financial advisor calling you each year to tell you how all your policies are doing so far, and to see if you want to make any adjustments to your financial status. So, what is a listing? It's actually an investment, and it's our job as real estate agents to play the financial advisor role, check in with them, offer up an annual property analysis. We'll go over how the economy's doing right now. It'll take 15 minutes, economy, how the state's doing, how the city's doing, how your neighborhood's doing, and how your house is doing. Because you know your money is in your house. Your house is money. And so my job is to show you how much money you've made on your house so far. That's an annual property analysis. That's how you call them each year. I think I told you I had a coaching client in Kansas City, and he said that he does 20 of those calls per month, and every single month he picks up a new listing off of those annual property analysis calls. Every single month he picks up new listings, sometimes two a month. That's one of his biggest lead sources. I'm going to show you a another pipeline that I highly suggest you can use. This was one that we've used on our team for years, and it's available for our team now. And not everyone is been using it, but it's available. And this is a scoreboard. And the scoreboard is very similar. We even got Jeff on here. Paul, Eileen, we still got Tommy on there. Jennifer B on there. Still got a few people. So it hasn't been used in a while, but it's a great one. What this one does is this one doesn't actually have the pipeline where you have the name of the people, although you can put them on there if you like. But in this case, my goal is that what is your why? Why are you doing this? Why do you want to make these calls? Paul, you're on here. You put your daughter, right? And then I say, rate your week, 0 to 10. How did you do last week? If you're anywhere lower than 8, that better not happen multiple days in a row, multiple weeks in a row. Like you want to have 8 to 10. 8 to 10s mean you hit all your milestones, you hit all your time blocks, you hit everything you needed to hit. What's your plan? 50 unique two-way conversations with anybody. That's what Paul says. That might have already been there, Paul. I don't know. But 50 unique conversations. Okay, how many new people are you adding to your database? That needs to be a very important item because every week, the only way you become a top producer and part of that 15% of the people that are selling 75 or 95% of the business is if you're adding new people every week. You're growing your database. You're adding new people in the pipeline that are going to actually buy soon. You're just continuing that amazing flow going. The only way to do that is if you're adding new people. Got to keep adding new people into the database every week. That's the new door knocking. That's the open houses. That's the proactively reaching out to people to say, who do you know that I can reach out to that maybe I don't know yet? That's meeting new people at church, meeting new people at BNI groups or networking groups. That's doing one-on-ones at those and meeting new people and getting those people to refer somebody to me. Then that's how you add new people. You just keep adding them. And then what else? We got video calls. I like that one. I put video calls on there because I like to do happy birthdays. Hey, just want to wish you a happy birthday. You know, I know you probably don't get a lot of video happy birthdays, maybe from your family, but hey, you get one from your realtor too. Happy birthday. Have a great day today. See ya. I have had so many positive feedbacks. Like I said, I'm not here to tell you you have to do this. You do what works for you, but this works for me. I'm very personable. I like to send a birthday video to all of my SOI. Anytime I see them in Facebook that are my good close friends, SOI, people that have been my biggest fans, people that send me the most business, I send them a video happy birthday. It takes me 10 seconds, 5 seconds, and I send it. So fun. All right. For sale buyers and expireds, it's a huge one because there's only one way to get something very, very fast. And that's if you get good at for sale by owners and expireds. And because those are people that want to sell, right? Expireds, they did. What happened? Why didn't it sell? For sale by owners, they do. It's on the market. But realtors are just trying to sell themselves to them instead of trying to help them. Give them some advice. Give them some advice. Say, hey, this is a top 5 reasons why I can see your house maybe didn't sell. Take it or leave it. Here's some advice. Next thing you know, like, hey, thanks, appreciate that. And then you guys are talking. Okay, that's a big one. All right. Now, self-generated team leads, all Mets. These are all people you met with, whether they're self-generated or whether they're your own SOI or their team leads, doesn't matter. It's just everybody you met. The goal is to have an appointment set and appointment met. Appointment set each week, pipeline items, appointment set, actual names. You put a name on the bread on the shelves, who's the name of the people, and then did I have that appointment? That appointment could be a coffee appointment just to check in, see how they're doing. That appointment could be a listing appointment or a buyer appointment at the office. I at least suggest that. Reviews. How many reviews did you ask for? What does reviews do? It gives you a reason to call them. One. Number two, I get leads all the time from my online leads, from my online reviews all the time. Hey, I saw you on Google, saw you on Zillow. Looked like you had good reviews. I like that you are, love the Lord. I like you have all the grandkids. I do too. Whatever it is. That was something Zillow taught me years ago. On your Zillow professional profile and Realtor.com, your description about you being a realtor needs to be real. They taught me that. Zillow told me that years ago. Make it real. That was when Zillow first started. Make it real. Make it about you. It's brought me so many leads over the years. Just talking about, hey, I'm a father of 5. I've got 11 grandkids. I got 7. I got 7 grandkids. I love dirt bikes. Hey, I like to fly. Hey, I sell out real estate in California and Idaho. I've been helping a lot of families move. Hey, whatever it is your thing is that you enjoy, put it in your descriptions because people want real, not fake. So don't sell them. Be real in your descriptions. Very important. Love my online reviews. They have helped my business go 10 times full over the last 10 years. Modules. What training are you doing? There is a such thing as uncoachable people. You are all coachable people. You showed up today. Congratulations. I mean, it's good to be coachable. I'm a coachable person. I'm training every day. I'm looking at something new, looking for new stuff, searching new things. I went through 2 good books today. I went through no, not the one thing. I went through Compound Effect and Eat That Frog. I actually went through it and broke it down. I have a few things I can tell you about in there too. 2 great books, Compound Effect and Eat the Frog. So I was going through that a little bit today. Kind of got some really good things for you in there. So what modules did you went through? That could be the the modules that we have here at Real Cop Consulting, the Unshakable Agent website, unshakableagent.com. And then in there's some modules on expireds, for sale by owners, farming. I got a really good one on farming. And did you go through those today? Which ones did you plan to go through this week? And did you actually do it? What was your target? What'd you go through? Did you complete this scoreboard today? You get to put check mark in there. So that's a scoreboard. Are you keeping score? How do you know if you're winning the game if you're not keeping the score? You got to know if you're keeping score. Eat That Frog is an excellent book. The biggest problem with most people is procrastination. People procrastinate. It happens. We all do it. That's why it's like I would fire you. Just think about it this way. If you were making 10 grand a month, would you do the job? Yes, you would. All right. If you're making 20 grand a month, would you do the job? Yes, you would. More than that, whatever. Keep going up. What is your platform that you would say, no, I wouldn't do it? You do it for yourself. But the problem is most people procrastinate. It happens. So you got to identify the one activity that directly leads to a signed contract. Okay. And what activity will that? Here's the problem with too much stuff. You have too much stuff, you won't do any of it. So think about the things you like, the things that are going to bring you the most success, and focus on that. So I took these 2 books. I entered them into Whoosie's Canvas. And by the way, Whoosie's Canvas now, if you just want Canvas, is $39 a month. I pay $79 as I get everything. But if you just want the Canvas, which that's primarily the thing I use, it works really well. So I took compound effect, eat that frog. So this is what it says. Most people procrastinate. Start by identifying the one activity that directly leads to a contract. So the one thing, okay? Pinpoint the single high value task, which might be calling expired listings, follow up, past clients, whatever it is, and schedule a 90 minutes, no distractions. What is that? Don't look at your email. Don't look at your inbound text messages. Mine's been sitting here. I put it on do not disturb. Put it on do not disturb. Make only outbound calls. Set your computer up so you can put a headset on and make your calls from your computer. I use Apple. It connects to my phone, so it could call from my phone number. Just do outbound lead generation only or outbound tasks only. Schedule 90-minute no distraction. Zone first thing in the morning to eat that frog. So the eat that frog concept, to go back to that, is to not procrastinate. So to do the things early that if you don't, things are going to get in the way. Next thing you know, you're going to push it off. So get it done early. The concept goes back to if you had to eat a frog, what would you do? You would eat it fast, eat it early, get it done so you can get on with it, right? It's gross. Yuck. But it's so small, it's so true. If I had to eat a frog to survive, which frog legs are good. Some of you might like frog legs. But anyway, if I had to eat a frog to survive, I would do it quick, do it early, get it done, and move on. If I had to eat two frogs, I would eat them both, get them done, and move on, right? There used to be a book, something about eating worms as a kid or something, worm sandwich or something. I can't remember, but it reminds me of that too. Just grossness. You'd get it done and you'd move on. So the not procrastinating goes back to get it done early and move on. Do the tasks you don't like. None of us like rejection. If you do, you're probably a little bit Looney Tune, okay? None of us like rejection. None of us. So get it done early, the things that you don't like, and then move on. Daily tracking system. We talked about tracking right now, the importance of using a CRM. We showed scoreboards. I showed you my pipeline and my suggestion for how to do pipelines. Showed you all that, right? Tons of content. All right, so the daily tracking system is create a scoreboard, a scorecard for daily conversations, handwritten notes, social media engagement. Focus on the magic penny, accept a concept, doing the work even when you do not see immediate results. Is that real estate? We don't always see immediate results. Don't expect it. Expect long-term results. Expect everything I'm doing today is going to affect 1 to 3 months from now, maybe 6. Use that 3 month as the middle point. 3 months is when I'm going to see my results. If I don't do the work today, I'm not going to see it in 3 months. 12-week year, 12 weeks. That's not 3 months, but it's close. That they say don't use quarters. The book says use 12 weeks instead. And it gives you a bunch of reasons why not to. The Big Mo, discuss how to stack small wins, eating the frog, to create a rhythm that makes difficult tasks feel automatic. Well, that's where I jump into the calendar, using the calendaring activities each day, 8 to 9 o'clock, 8 to 10 o'clock, and it's the same time every day, so I know exactly what I'm doing every day. And nothing gets in the way of that. I know exactly what I'm going to do every day. I'm going to stick to it. And then it becomes a habit. So we start stacking habits, stacking the small wins. We start stacking things that actually help each other. I work out in the morning. I usually listen to a podcast or I read the Bible. I've been doing that a lot, getting my Bible reading in while I'm working out. Getting it done, doing that stuff. That way my day starts out right and I get going. Do what works for you. That works for me. But it's the same thing every day, 5 days a week. It's part of my work week. Do I like getting up early? No, I don't. But I get up early, about 5:30, 5:28. I'm up and I'm in the gym and I'm doing this. I gotta do it at the same time. Do I want to? No. But if I don't, I won't do it. It's stacking habits or habit stacking, doing the same thing. Two things that I need to get done. And that's training, because I'm coachable, learning more, and getting my workout done early.